The action continues. The let-go situation here. Alexei Deacon going up against a double team. Jeffrey Moore has opened access to the bucket. What you saw from that normal replay of that last bit of action was Juan Fernandez actually wanting to dish off the against pass to Jaworski. We're crossing the twilight zone. That's an eternity of basketball ahead of us.
We welcome you all to another edition of An Eternity of Basketball. This will be episode 138. But before that, we remind you we're part of the Globally Ballin Network, and another show on the network is Who the Heck Are We? Their latest episode, episode 107, is with Coach Mau Belen. She's the head coach of the TNT Tropang Giga 3x3 team. So check that out. The most trending episodes on YouTube are Benji Parras at number 1, all the way down to Philip Cesar at number 10. So keep watching on YouTube all our episodes. Eternity of Basketball is on Spotify as well as YouTube. So you can watch us, you can listen to us on the go anytime, anywhere. You can subscribe. All the links are found in our show's description. So please follow and watch. The Globally Ballin Network has original articles, audio, and video projects. Go to globallyballin.com to check all of that out. Check out all the social media of the Globally Ballin Network. And of course, we are now live on Twitter as well. Go to Globally Ballin's Twitter page. And so aside from YouTube and on Facebook, we have the Twitter live feed of AEOB. Follow us on social media. Linktree/globallyballin is what you need to access all of that. So, ako po si Charlie Cuna together with Sid Ventura. We're just a tandem sa araw na ito. Busy yung ibang aming mga kasamahan. But let's get right into it. Yung ating guest sa araw na ito. This is going to be great because this is from another era, an earlier era of basketball, because we're going to go back into the 60s. He was hailing from Iloilo, played for St. Clement's over there, came over to Ateneo de Manila, won a championship in 1961 in the NCAA, played for Tanduay and Ico, essentially the same corporation. And then, a rarity, because nag-Ismael Steel also. So, nag-Ico at nag-Ismael, di ba? That was a great rivalry, and he played for both teams, also played for UTEX and Mariwasa. Eventually made it to the PBA as a pioneer in the league, 1975 with the Concepcion Carrier franchise. Let's bring in our guest sa araw na ito, Mr. Felix Flores, all the way from Iloilo, but now from Quezon City. He's in Quezon City na. Sir, good morning. Thank you for joining our show. Welcome.
Thank you too for the invitation. It's nice to reconnect with the basketball aficionado of the yesteryears. We're one of, I'm just one of the few remaining players from the 60s. And eventually I was able to play for PBA for 1 year, one season. And after that, I retired from basketball.
You called it quits na, no? After just one season in that new league at the time. So we want to hear about that later. But let's start from the start, Sir Felix. No, back in the day, nasa Iloilo ka pa. I suppose 1950s. How did you learn basketball? Who introduced you to the sport, and why did you fall in love with it?
Well, from our town, I used to play basketball. I was quite tall at that time for us here. So my parents sent me to a seminary, St. Clement's Seminary. That used to be seminary. I do not know why they sent me to a seminary, but we're quite lucky because we do not have any PMT, Philippine training. And what we did is just to pray and play basketball. Because we're seminarians, we pray twice a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. But our physical education is all basketball. We were obliged to play basketball. And I was picked up by our coach while I was playing for the intramurals. And that coach became the Philippine Sports Commission chairman, Cecilio Echanova.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're from here also. And at that time, kino-coach niya kami from up to high school, up to my fourth year. And I was quite lucky because he introduced me to Father Edgar Martin to Ateneo because he's an Atenista. And from there on, I was, again, I played in the intramurals and was taken sa senior at that time after my first year because we coming from another school, we need a residency, one-year residence for us to play for the regular varsity team. And 1961, I was one of the members of that champion team. But there were commotions and there was a free-for-all at that time. So, nahinto na yung ang NCAA at that time.
Yes. Oh.
And actually, I only played for 1 year sa NCAA, but we became champion.
Oh.
Because after my graduation, doon na nag-resume ulit ang ang NCAA.
Right.
So,
Sir.
played for that team. Yes.
Sir, yes, can we go back lang to your time at the seminary?
St. Clement's.
How do you train for basketball in a seminary? I mean, do you play against other seminaries or how do you sharpen your skills there?
So everybody is obliged to play. Wala kaming other things to do. Wala kaming PMT, wala kaming other activities after 4 o'clock. So what we did is play basketball, plays, and there were some tennis enthusiasts also at that time. But since I was basketball then was yun ang everybody wants to play basketball, so we stayed in that. Doon na lang kami naglalaro. We were just about 80 in the whole seminary.
Okay.
And we joined also the sports league here in Iloilo. And many times we became champion also. In spite of we were just few in the school. Our advantage, I think, was lahat kami kasi naglalaro sa intramurals. So every day we play basketball before we pray in the evening.
Play and play lang talaga.
Pray and play talaga. So kayo lang talaga,
play.
sir. Then kumbaga you all honed your skills together. Were there any others that were recruited from St. Clement's to come to Manila?
Francis Arnaiz is also an alumnus of that school. But
okay,
hindi
later
na
on.
kami nag-abot. I was a 59 graduate of that school. High school graduate, while Francis was a 68 or 69 graduate of that school.
Yes, yes.
And there were there were other players that played also coming from St. Clements. But I do not know if you still they played in the 50s with LaSalle and Ateneo.
Okay. Okay. Right.
But they never played in the Mika.
Okay. Okay. Well, when we posted, sir, when we posted that you were our guest, a lot of old friends of yours, I guess, or people who used to watch back then, called you're the pride of Oton. So that's the town that you're from, no? Sa Oton.
I'm from Oton. I became mayor here in 1986.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
That's why maraming kaibigan and I'm still passionate about basketball. Tutulong-tulong ng kaunti sa mga kababayan ko.
Yes, yes. And nice to hear that you were connected back then with he's my fraternity brother, si Cecil Echanova. He was my fraternity brother. Yeah, from Ateneo Law. But I saw, sir, by that time yung re-recruit ka na to go to Ateneo, how tall were you? You said you were one of the taller guys. Eh? Were you already maximum height or you were still growing?
I was about 5'11" at that time. But I was not able to play in my first year. Okay. So I honed my skills against intramural. And at that time, the coach was Rafael Rocco. And they saw me sa intramural. Although I was already recommended second team namin. We do not have any B team at that time. Unlike now that there is Team A, Team B, and Team C.
Yes.
So from the intramurals, sinali na nila ako after the semestral ng first year college kami. So I played for that team, the 60 team, and eventually in the 61 team. Right. Yun ang namin. But not lucky enough to play for 3 years because of that free-for-all at that time. And I was one of the victims of that.
That's right.
I still have my picture here.
Oh, we wanted to talk about that
later.
Yeah, before we go to that championship game na nagkagulo and all of that. How about the season? I mean, your team when you were finally able to join the team nung second year mo sa Ateneo. What were your expectations? Nakita mo ba ang lakas ng team na to? Pwede kami mag-champion? Was that your impression of the squad?
There was really no expectation from us, except that we have a new coach. That guy Al Dunbar, he played for Ismail at that time.
Dunbar. Yes.
And for
Dunbar,
quite some time, he coached Ateneo. And that guy, he was really a disciplinarian. And magaling siguro na coach for a college team, but not for a commercial team. Because we used to have, during the breaks, and sometimes we practice twice a day. And we were able to gain our stamina. Alam mo naman sa college basketball, it's all about, because Ateneo din was known to be, what do you call that, yung pressure team during the time of Edu Campo.
Yeah.
Di ba? Yung man-to-man, pressing, press all the time. And we did that. Pero there was nobody, there was no star player from our group. And many of our players were football players. So, malakas ang stamina. The likes of Guidotti. Marami silang football players that played also basketball. Marami kaming athletes at that time. And I was one of the rookies, and we have some tall players. In fact, he was the tallest player at that time during those years. That guy named Arnold Suela, he was 6'4". Okay. Kasing tangkad ni Mariano.
Jimmy Mariano.
Yun,
Yeah.
What position did you play, sir?
I used to play center before. For a college team, I was not really small, but in the Mika, I was the smallest center at that time playing for
So, sentro talaga.
the Mika. I played center. Because here in Iloilo, sentro kasi ako, kasi I was quite tall here. Tallest among the centers that played here in Iloilo at that time. Yun ang pa namin.
Who did you play against? Who were the tough opponents, sir, in that 1 year, yung 1961 season ninyo? Who do you remember that gave Ateneo problems nung panahon na yun?
Mapua, I think. That guy, Romeo Yanga, he played for Ismael 2 in Crispa. Bonita. I don't remember the others anymore. But those are the guys that gave us problem. But tinalo namin sila sa stamina because I think we had a double overtime at that time. In the first game, because it was, if I remember right, it was 2 out of 3. And game number 1, nanalo kami. I think there was an overtime, and they were napagod na sila. While many of our players were, as I said, mga football players yun eh.
Oo.
Yeah. Yun ang mga sikreto namin. But I attribute that to the disciplinarian coach of Aldon Bar. And at that time, we already applied this the style of Ron Jacobs.
Okay.
Na konsentro ka, you play both sides at the end, at the back. Because during those times, if you play forward, nandiyan ka lang sa taas. And kung gwardiya ka, regardless of your height, you stay when you play guard, nasa ilalim ng goal ka. Unlike now na ang tall players nasa likod, di ba? Those were the old style of basketball. But that guy Don Bar, being an American, ina-apply na nila yung when you play center,
Oh, looks like he dropped out.
Yep, looks like he dropped out. Well, he'll be back before we know it. Pero okay to, no? Sid, parang it's a different era. So we're hearing some stories from back then, no? And di ba? And then in fact we saw like nag-comment nga sa post natin na sa yung guest na si Ramon Dizon, our former guest, no, who played for RTO back in the PBA, nagsabi nga na I want to hear how basketball was back then. Akala mo laki talaga ng gap na ng era nila, di ba? So
Well, 60s kasi syempre wala pa namang nun yung coverage ni pa so there's really no archival footage of that time. Kaya magandang may eyewitness account tayo. Lalo na yung Rumble. Sana makabalik siya para makwento niya.
Yeah. No, I'm sure
I was reading that.
Andy Fields is watching. Article. Thanks for watching, Andrew. Always, as usual.
Yeah, my man, Andy. How are you, sir?
Hope to see you soon. No, I believe Andrew has plans of visiting the Philippines very soon. So I'm sure excited yung mga fans. If ever that happens, they're gonna go nuts to try to get to see Andrew Fields. But I was thinking about it, Sid, yung mga guests natin na nakapanahon ni Sir Felix. More or less, Freddie Webb, di ba? Those are the more senior guests that we've had. Of course, Turing Valenzuela. Di ba?
They're teammates, I think, sa Olympics.
Yeah, they were teammates. Yeah, that's right. So those are the guys that are Jimmy Mariano for a bit. Mas bata ng konti yata, but or more or less the same era. Diba? Kasi most of our guys are 80s guys talaga. Diba? Oh, Mr. San Mateo, you're looking forward for other PBA pioneers to be featured. Yeah, we've had a few of them. We've had a number of them already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're back. Okay. Oh, no problem.
My son.
Yeah. That's ganun talaga. We always encounter that, or we often encounter that, no, based on the internet. So anyway, sir, you were telling us nga, you were playing center, and then because you were one of the taller ones, but later on, after Ateneo nga, hindi ka na nakalaro, but you were able to, so you still continued going to school and you got your degree.
Yes, in 64.
Oh, yeah. So tuloy-tuloy. What would you do? Pero I'm sure nagba-basketball pa rin kayo. I mean, you would still play intramurals and all of that.
We have this home and away games.
Okay.
We played with the other schools.
Mhm.
In fact, we have more games because we play with the NCAA teams and UAAP teams at that time.
Okay.
So when you say home and away, hindi kami naglalaro sa Rizal Memorial, kundi
Oh.
sa eskwelahan nila one game, another game sa eskwelahan namin.
Okay. But this is exhibition lang yan. Hindi liga yan. That's not a tournament. Or did you make it? Was it a tournament as well?
Parang experimental. May grupo niyo. I think we played about 7, 8 teams. We played against UST, UE, and other school, except Papua, of course. We played with Lasal, against Lasal in San Beda, among the NCAA players, NCAA teams. So, continuous pa rin yung training namin. From 62, 63, and 64. But it was never, hindi formal na NCAA yun at the time. No?
So, yeah, so sorry I dropped out. I wasn't able to catch the last part of the conversation. So you were saying that after that rumble, the NCAA stopped for
moratorium for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yun,
2 years. So 62 and 63, walang
62, 63. And it resumed in 64. School year 64.
Oh, it was that bad, 2 years.
And while in school, I played for Tanduay. In 63, I played for Tanduay. Parang training team ng ICO.
Right.
So that's also, and we played in the Basketball Association.
Oh. You mentioned, sir, when we were talking the other day, na not many remember that there was such a league, no, yung Businessman's Athletic Association. How many teams? Oh, how many teams played in that? Marami bang? And what were the different teams?
Philispano, Gentex, if I remember. Hickox, I think, played for that team after Dermica. So, nag-BAA na lang sila, businessman. And before that, I think ang Crispa started sa BAA, Businessman's Athletic Association.
Okay.
There were many teams, but it lasted only for about 5 seasons.
Saan ang mga laro nun, sir? Sa Rizal Memorial? Yung
Rizal
BAA?
Memorial to. In fact, we played against ICO at that time during National Open.
Okay.
But we were not, hindi kami members ng MICA, rather mga BAA.
So there was a Tanduay team and then there was an ICO team as well.
Yes,
hiwalay
ICO
yun
team.
at that time.
Yes.
Hiwalay. So hindi pa pinagsama kasi later on sa PBA pinagsama yung ICO Tanduay, di ba? That was one team only.
Yeah, after ICO.
Yeah.
So mga players ng ICO at that time, yung former players ng mga taga-ICO, the likes of Tolentino, if you can still remember them,
Yeah.
Carbonell, Wilson, played for us. There were about 6, and the new ones, yung mga bata, kami, 6 din kami. So it was composed of the old ones and the new ones.
Sino kayo, sir? Sino kayo mga new ones who were on that team, the younger generation?
Guy Gomez, Belmonte, John Celis.
Okay, John Celis.
And after that, we were elevated to ICO. But the older ones, yung mga newly retired but not tired, naglaro pa rin sa amin.
Yeah.
People that you used to idolize, coming from the province, nakasama mo. Big deal para sa amin yun. Di ba?
Right. Who were your idols, sir? Yeah, who were your idols ba when you were back in Iloilo, where you were first came to Manila to play for Ateneo? Sino yung impress ka talaga?
Of course, Kaloy.
Okay.
Di ba?
Yes.
And from the NCAA, it was Edu Campo. Di ba? Yung mga Kaloy play center, used to play center.
Yeah. And eventually you got to play with the Edo Campo. How was that? You were so they elevated you to Eco. That was something. Did you think about it still, or was it automatic for you to agree na aakyat ka sa Mika?
Alam mo kasi, I was just quite lucky. Nag-retire si Kaloy. Di ba, Kaloy had a wrist injury at that time. He was quite young at that time. He was 33, 34 years old. But he was forced to retire. So, kulang yung center ng Ico. So, from Tanduay, nilipat nila ako sa Ico. Kung hindi nag-retire si Kaloy, could have stayed siguro. Hindi ako na-elevate to Ico. That year. Kasi we were full of centers already at that time sa Ico. We have Tolentino and Castelo.
Yeah.
Yung 64 team namin.
Yeah.
Yun. And
that was the
quite
championship
lucky,
team, right? You won the championship
Yeah,
that year.
we won the
1964.
Mika.
Sinong kalaban nyo sa finals, sir? Was it Ismael?
Definitely. It was Ismael, of
Ismael.
course.
Always.
Ismael, it was go almost of the time. Yun ang mga malaman.
Before Chris Pateota, there was Ico,
hindi naman
Ismael.
nagkakuha ng Chris pa.
Oo, wala pa yung
Yes,
Toyota.
And then Mario was
Sir,
Meralco.
Yeah.
But it was short, quite short.
Yes.
Sir, you mentioned Kaloy Loizaga was your idol, and there's a lot of talk about who's the greatest Filipino basketball player of all time. You got to watch Kaloy play, during his prime. Could you just tell our viewers just how good was Kaloy Loizaga as a player?
Hindi ko na inabutan si Kaloy in his prime. Inabutan ko na lang si Kaloy when he was already in the early 60s. The prime of Kaloy was before the di ba? 58, 54, 55, 56. Hindi ko na nabutan si Kaloy as in his prime. But he was a good back to the basket player. Yeah. Uso pa nga dati yung back to the basket.
No, yes.
And he was a good assist man too. Yun. Ang advantage, I think, ni Kaloy is because he has a wide body. Pigeon-chested player. Saka malakas talaga without any weights. Talagang may kwansa na malakas.
Yeah.
Big bones. Saka talagang malakas at that time. And he was, I think, all-around player. He can play point center, point guard. He has an outside shooting too at that time. Skilled really.
May skills talaga. Skilled talaga siya. Yes, sir. We prepared some photos actually, from your career. We can start showing them now para we can just go through them. This is a portion of our show called Time Capsule. And during the Time Capsule, we're going to have some photographs. This is brought to us by Champ's House of Chicken Tagaytay. Check out their roast chicken with Spanish rice and garlic sauce. Yun dyan yung mga numbers niya. Tsaka check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Champ's House of Chicken. So let's go into the photos. Here's a St. Clement's photo, Sir Felix.
Yes.
1957-58. So this is the humble beginnings. This is the pray and play squad. Diba?
I'm assuming you're number 14, sir?
Everybody was... this one, number 14 at the center. Center,
number 14,
standing.
yeah.
And the one
You're the tallest.
sitting is Cecil Ichanova.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then yung isa, yung pare, he's a foreigner, obviously.
Yeah, he's from Ireland.
Okay.
It was run
And
by
he was-
the Redemptorist fathers.
And nagba-basketball din
Redemptorist
si
fathers
father?
from... Yeah, he plays basketball too. Yun lang, bully.
Ganon?
Pag nag-drive in, sarili niya lang.
Talaga.
Pinapashoot lang namin yon para lang he plays with us.
Okay, okay. Was he a tall fellow? Because si father.
No, it's short for a
Okay.
foreigner.
So ikaw pinakamalaki diyan, sir.
And I think I was the youngest there.
Oh,
I was
but you
in my
were the
first,
tallest.
second year high school. Yeah.
This is a classic photo, ah.
Yun ang
Okay.
we were about 80 in that school, from grade school, from high school to the whole high schools. There were about 80 students. All are interns. We don't go out. Hindi kami pwede lumabas except on Wednesday after attending the novena Wednesday. Di ba pinapropagate nila yung Wednesday simba ng mga Redemptorist fathers. Doon na lang kami. And then after that, we go back to school again.
Right.
And we stayed there, intern. Yung doon na kami natutulog. Saka doon na rin kami. And mga pare, they tried to convince us to become priests.
Uh-huh. Right. How
Meron
many of
bang
these?
tumuloy?
Okay, may tumuloy ba? Exactly, may tumuloy ba? Na naging pare?
In our class, alam mo kasi sa klase namin, we were 6 lang ang nag-graduate among us.
Okay.
So, 6, isa nagpare.
So isa
Ah,
lang.
isa lang.
So
Grabe yung
grabe yung percentage.
Not bad for 1 out of 6.
Oh.
Pero bakit 6 lang ang graduate sa class nyo? What happened to the others?
We start because of the students were only limited. We started at 15 from high school, then they drop out, and then they were really strict in that school. And after high school, during 4th year, may natanggal na 4 because of violations sa rules.
All right.
They left school, tapos bumalik early morning, so they were caught. And the others, masyadong yun, kuhan yung school namin, closely knit, at saka we were just like others. Imagine staying in that school in the dorm for 4 years.
Yeah. You know, someone mentioned,
Sergio
sir.
Sminya is an alumnus of that school.
Okay. Was he
Sergio Sminya is
junior?
alumnus of that school.
Junior sa'yo.
Serge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, si Serge, right?
1 year behind sa akin.
Si Senador. Oh, really? Okay. But someone mentioned when we posted na ikaw yung guest, sir, sa episode na ito, na you were an enforcer during your playing days, no? Later on, I guess, no? But how did you become that kind of player? Parang you became an enforcer daw. Bakit naging gano'n?
I really do not know, no? But I guess it was because nasipa ka na, hindi ba, last time? And during our time, you really have to be what do you call that? Maabilidad ka dapat.
Oh, okay.
Because yung mga kalaban namin, from Ismail, coming from Crispa, marami din kasing maabilidad.
Yeah.
Like Boy Arasas, Turo Valenzuela, Manny Hoxon. So, kailangan mautak ka rin. Saka at the same time, parang you really have to protect your younger teammates at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the next photo? I think we can the
Yeah,
infamous
we can look at
goal
the
yata yung next
Let's look at the next photo. Here's, nasa Ateneo ka na rito. There's an article that called you the Eager Eagle.
Really.
The Eager Eagle, huh?
Yeah, I guess that was in the championship game. That's
You're in the first one. Yes.
Arnold Suela.
Yeah. Oh,
The
Arnold
first
Suela yung sa
clip,
gitna.
you're 17 years old daw here in the first clip.
Yeah,
The 17-year-old Eagle whose
coming
forte
from
is the
St.
jump
Clements.
shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
basahin mo, Sid.
Mga
Para,
keyhole.
Yeah, Eagle. Every team is strong. Felix
No,
Flores.
I like what it says after that. I like what it says after that, Sid. Read the part after 17 years old. The one, the quote, the quotation.
Says he's not inspired when there are no girls to root for us. That's You're quoted as saying that, sir, by the writer.
So gusto nyo, sir, may mga babaeng nanonood when you play to inspire you to play.
He claims that he's still looking for that special someone whose particular charm will provide the strongest inspiration for him. When did this come out, sir? Would you remember? It
says November 22, 1961, the Evening News.
The Evening News pala, yung pala yung nakalagay.
November 22,
Evening
1963. It mentions your other teammates, sir.
I think it was owned by the people.
Oh, Arnold Suela, Boogie Pamintuan,
Right.
Nonoy Reyes, and Tony Guidote. And you used to attend parties daw, but not too often. And you play softball now and then.
Yeah, because I was also an intern in school.
Yeah.
In Ateneo. I used to stay in a boarding school inside the campus. So parang parang all along interno. St. Clements, I was an interno. And in Ateneo, I was, although sa Ateneo naman, it was lax. Unlike St. Clements na talagang seminaryo.
Yeah. Mas
Kasi
strict.
at that time, there was a boarding house inside the Ateneo too. So that's where I stayed. It was Father Edgar Martin who recommended me to stay in that Bellarmine Hall. I do not know if you remember Father Edgar Martin.
We only know him because there's a tournament now that's named after him, the Father Martin's Cup. So that's why we know of him.
Yeah.
Yung
Sikat-
hindi na
sikat na tournament
all
na
the
yun.
time nasa basketball lang yan.
Yeah.
Pari na yan, siguro nagmimisa lang yan sa all the time. Talagang panang basketball yun.
Now we know why the tournament was named after him.
Yeah.
Kasi ano pala siya, basketball aficionado talaga.
Sir, yes, see, di ba?
And,
On the right side, that's the one when you're on the ground, during the melee.
Yes.
But in the middle photo, the story is there. Na nag-aaway daw, two Blue Eagles, Felix Flores and giant Arnold Suela were mauled after Flores snatched the ball away from Mapua's Adolfo Bonita with 2 seconds left in the extra period. Then Bonita threw his arms around Flores in an attempt to stop him. Hell broke loose. At the wink of an eye, Flores was sprawling on the court, surrounded by the Cardinals. Suela ran to the rescue of his teammate, but he was met by blows. Players and partisan fans jumped into the court to trigger a 3-minute free-for-all. So nagrambulan talaga. How big was this Suela guy? He says kasi giant, so he was bigger than you.
He was 6'4", tallest at
Siya yung
that time.
6'4". Yeah, siya yung 6'4".
Yeah,
So
I think
nagrambulan.
it's
3 minutes,
as tall
Matagal
as
yung
Fort
3 minutes. Matagal yung 3
Yeah,
minutes,
it was
sir. That
really
crazy.
matagal. Nagkaroon na matagal. Kasi at that time, I was able to get the ball after a rebound sa side ng Mapua.
Okay.
So, after that, nag-rumble na dahil they know na matatalo na sila. It was, how many seconds? 2 seconds na lang.
Yes. Oo.
Tapos, I think it was, the referee din was, were the Pajardo brothers at that time, if I can remember. And this guy in the center, then is, was also a player. Pero nagkakaroon siya ng one-year residence sa Mapua coming from Letran. Certain Meneses. Not related to the Meneses of the PBA.
Oo. Okay.
That guy is quite tall also. He was about 6'2". And he was as big as Big Boy.
Okay.
Yung sumipa sa akin. In fact, nagkaroon
What
pa kami ng
injuries
court
did
case. No?
you... Kasi, what injuries did you sustain, sir? From this rumble? Kasi nakahiga ka na eh. And
Maliit lang.
ikaw yung nauna.
Yes, wala naman serious
Hindi naman.
injuries.
Wala naman serious.
Wala naman.
Pero you mentioned, sir, nagka-court case nga ito. What happened? What happened to that court case?
Dinimanda ng eskwelahan namin.
Oo.
Yung ano. But, alam mo na, delaying tactics, dinrap na lang namin after so many months.
So hindi rin natuloy.
Because,
Did you ever have to testify in court?
Yes.
Oh, so you were put on the witness stand.
Sa Manila pa going to the City Hall, coming
Yes,
from Quezon City. It was really hard for me. So, palaging postponement to torneo.
Oh, eh. Maraming magaling
Napagod
yan.
na rin naman siguro yung mga auto.
Oo. Magaling mag-postpone
Delaying
yung mga
tactics.
tao. Yes. Oh, may mga lawyer na yan yan ang skill
Yun
talaga.
So, nangyayari lang kasi napikon lang sila. That's it. Yung Mapua. That's the only reason they attacked you. Kasi you got the ball.
Siguro. It was 2 seconds left. They won and we were leading already. And that was game 2. So it was 2 out of 3. So first game nanalo kami. So since we were leading by, I think 3 points, 2 points also. Nagkaroon na ng free for all. It was started by this guy. Tinakbo na while I was lying. Nakakuha ko.
Yeah. Grabe, no?
And at that time, if I'm not mistaken, si Vice President Pilais was inside that Coliseum. And Senator Manglapos at that time because they were Atenistas.
Yes.
It was, they were in attendance at that time.
Grabe.
Sa Rizal Memorial, there was only one venue naman nun eh. Rizal Memorial.
So the culprit is Adolfo Bonita of Mapua. Siya yung nag-umpisa.
Ang nag-umpisa kasi si Bonita, he pushed me down. And eventually, this guy Meneses, yun sumipa sa akin.
Yeah.
Wala pa kasing paano dati, no? May mga cellphone na nakuna na ng lahat ng mga
Right. Actually, these photos are classic photos.
Yeah.
Hindi itong sa kanan, nakuhanan pa talaga ng photographer yung nakababa ka dyan. For everyone's information, that Mr. Flores is there on the floor, dun sa right side photo. You had to cover up.
And the guy who took this is still alive.
Oh, really?
Si Vicina. You know Vicina? Photographer ng PBA pa rin hanggang ngayon.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think
Vicina.
So, Tony Lulang na.
Kung kuha pa I met him 3 years back.
Okay.
Also,
It says here actually, sir, sa right.
Nag-jump
right
nga
most,
sa kapos.
the caption says na you were actually also kicked by a fan while you were lying down,
Yeah,
and
he's not a fan.
Manila City. Okay. Kasi
Mali
sabi
yung
dito, Manila City Fiscal decided to investigate a complaint against a fan who kicked Flores as he lay helpless. So,
player din nila yon, was sitting in the, pero naka-plain clothes, civilian clothes.
Okay.
Kasi included din sa team, i-transfer from Letran High School to Mapua College.
Did you ever...
Family name is?
What's the family
Yes.
name, sir?
Ligaw, sir.
Meneses.
Oh, yun si Meneses.
Yun yung Meneses. Okay.
So, did you ever encounter sila Bonita and these guys afterwards? Did you see each other again?
Yeah, they played. Yeah, yes.
You played. Pero how
They
was it
played in
after
the
that? Wala
Mika.
na.
I just don't remember.
Pero hindi
Wala
na kayo,
na.
ano?
Yangga. Si Yangga nga naging teammate ko nga sa ano,
Oh, okay.
sa Ismail.
Okay. So, you left it behind already. Parang, ano na.
Yes. After that.
All right. That was crazy, no? And then, as Mr. Flores said earlier, this led to the stoppage of the games, no? Diba? NCAA
Yes.
went on a hiatus because of this incident. Nagkasuntukan. And that also happened in the 70s as well, diba? Sid, we heard about
80s.
that also. Diba? 70s, early 80s, nangyari suntukan, tapos nasuspended yung liga. Kaya may naglipatan yung ibang mga team sa ibang liga, no? So, grabe. That's been going on in basketball ever since, no? Anyway, let's go to the next photo, please, Claude. Yeah, ito mga action shots, sir. We were able to get this. You sent it. Si Derek, your son Derek sent this to us.
I think that was this one is in Hong Kong while I was playing with Mariwasa at that time. At the right side, I think it's.
Yeah, oo.
Yeah.
Tapos Iko yung isa. Iko Ismail yung sa kanan eh.
I was still playing with Iko then at that time.
Oo. Yes.
Import nila yung isa na yan, si Belsianahan.
Okay.
That was in 64.
Yeah. Right.
Certain siya na ang kwan.
I must say, sir, ang ganda ng form nyo, jump shot form nyo. It's parang textbook,
Yeah.
Na-timingan lang yan siguro.
Diba?
Parang ganda na kuha ng photographer.
Diba? Ang galing eh, di ba? That's how they teach kids to shoot, di ba? Yung ganyan.
Yes. Yung nakahulma na ganun. The fellow trying to guard you with the black shorts doesn't look Filipino.
Yeah, Hong Kong
So yun yung Hong Kong.
I think it was in Hong Kong or Taipei.
Yeah, kasi
And
Chinese
I was
writing on the
playing for
side.
Mariwasa at that time.
Okay.
Mariwasa Akay.
Yeah.
That was after we won the 68 or 69 Mika champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We were gifted with a trip. We were gifted with a trip to Taiwan and Hong Kong.
And you played. So yung gift ninyo, naglaro pa rin kayo ng basketball.
Yeah, that's part of our ano.
Yeah.
May mga basketball tournaments pa rin. Mga mini tournaments at that time.
Sir, is there a reason why you wore number 9?
I guess it has to be, I do not know, but Felix the Cat with the 9 lives. You know,
9 lives. The 9 lives.
Di ba?
Okay, Okay.
Di ba
This is a
sabi
classic.
nila
Oh, 9 lives. That's right. No, but this is a classic photo of Iko Ismail, no? I mean, obviously, we don't know so much about it. I only heard it from my father. I'm pretty sure Sid also heard it from his dad and whatever. Iko Ismail was the rivalry. And, of course, my dad would
The
cheer for
rivalry
Iko.
was for about 10 years, mga 8 years, 9 years.
Mhm.
It started in the 50s during the time of Kaloy.
Yeah.
It ended up after 67 nung na-disband ng Ismail.
Tama.
That number 33, I think, is Ed Ocampo.
Mhm.
Oh,
Pwede.
okay.
Pwede.
Yeah, 33. Ed
How
Ocampo.
about the 20? Can you identify, sir, yung sa 23 sa kanan?
23 should be...
Oh.
23 si Bobby Litawa, di ba?
Oh, you're right. It does look like
Si Bobby Litawa.
Bablita. Right.
Mga idol ko yan.
Oh,
Because they were former Ateneo players.
Right. Bablita, Edo Campo, tama. So
Bobby
may
could have
import
been
sila, no?
Bobby could have been a good player now. He shoots from outside. Sayang lang, wala 3 points at that time.
Oo nga. Oo.
Isa,
That's right.
isa sa magaling na outside shooter yan, si Bobby Litawa. During our time. Walang 3
Would
points.
Would there be yung Iko Ismael na rivalry na yan, sir? Nagkakasuntukan ba o tough games lang?
Nagkakasuntukan. In fact, may parang, what do you call this? Maalis during the game time, parang
Thrown out.
Mga ejections.
Thrown out.
ejections.
Oh.
Yung talagang, the whole team.
Okay.
That always happens. Kasi yung mga owners were there. Eh.
Right.
Baby Ismael was always present. And Don Manolo was always there with his one whole ringside is reserved for him and his managers.
Yeah.
And same with baby Ismael. So, kainitan talaga.
Pero how is it that dun sa init ng Iko Ismael, you went from Iko to Ismael?
I was offered a better position.
Okay.
I was commensurate to my degree. I was into marketing. While with Eco, I was just a clerk.
Okay.
And I stayed I stayed with that company for 2 years without any promotion.
Okay.
Sabi ko, graduate naman ako. Why? And besides, I was a player. Kasi I think they don't value yung mga players at that time. Yung qualification. They see you as players only. At saka yung position ko, that was the position of Kaloy in the 50s. And John Celis. And after me, it was given to Freddy Webb. Clerical positions. Kasi that job kasi is parang wala akong masyadong trabaho because you're a player. Andiyan ka lang. I wanted, we were student player and, I wanted to work. So I was offered a better job with Ismail at that time. With a salary plus an allowance.
Okay.
While with Ico, I only had my salary. Parang ganon. But never thought also na madi-disband eventually pala yung Ismail. Yun ang paano.
Yun na nga, sayang, no? 1 year ka lang doon, although you won the championship in that 1 year that you were with Ismael.
Yeah. One with
No, nag-freeze.
Nag-freeze. We have some comments here, no? Aside from Felix Flores pala. Pride of Oton, si Ronald Tubid, tsaka si Clint Doliguez.
Yeah. Nakita ko nga eh.
Diba? Si Ronald Tubid, of course, now with the Terra Firma team in the PBA as team manager. And Clint Doliguez, I'm not sure if he's in the lineup right now, no? Parang wala for this conference. But he did play for
Rain or shine siya, di ba?
He was rain or shine, then nag-Northport na yata si Clint eh. Then last season. But now I don't think naka-line up si Clint.
Yeah.
And yun na nga. Ulit-ulit yung hirit na ng mga fans natin, ang fierce enforcer talaga. Enforcer daw talaga si Sir Totik, no? Boy Arasas Turing and Charlie Badyon, no? So mga siga nung panahon na yan sa basketball. And he did mention earlier, Sir Bertie, na mayor nga siya ng Oton, 1986 in Iloilo. But long retired from politics. Diba? We're waiting for him to come back in and then we know he will, no? Diyan naman yung anak niya si Renz there. Okay, he's back. Let's see if we can let him in soon. Ayan,
Ayan.
sir. Okay, well, we're back. So you were saying, sir, na lumipat ka nga sa Ismael and you won a championship in that 1 year, no?
Yes.
That you were with them. Did you have any inkling na magdi-disband sila after that year or none at all?
None at all.
Wow. So
I think
So
we won the Mika
uh,
and we lost in the National Open where Ismael wanted to break the record of Elizalde.
okay.
7 straight championships sa National Open. And we were trying to equalize yung nila, yung record ng ICO at that time of 7 straight championships sa National Open.
Mhm.
That was another league at that time, other than Mika.
Yes, yes.
And unluckily, we lost. So, hindi namin na-break with Ismael. And that is where we were disbanded.
Okay.
One of the reasons
Sayang.
siguro. And I guess another reason is Ismael was not really doing well financially at that time.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because it was
Normally,
foreclosed
it-
and in the 70s is what taken by the Guevara group
Mhm.
at that
Okay.
time.
And then you transferred to Mariwasa. Was that did they recruit you or did you go to them to parang apply to go to them?
They recruited us because
Okay.
the role then at that time, since Ismael was disbanded, yung mga teams affiliated with Mika, they have a maximum of 4 players na kukunin from Ismael Steel. So 4 of us went to Mariwasa, the others went to Meralco, and some I think to Ico. John Papa I think went to
Mhm.
from Ismael to Ico and he played for 1 year.
Yes.
And the others went to Puyat. So that makes it something like apat from went to Mariwasa, apat din went to Meralco, some with Ico and with Puyat still. We were distributed. Sila big boy na sa Meralco, sumama sila kay Jaworski. Mariano was with Meralco, Bauson was with Meralco. And I do not know who's the other one. Kami naman
These are
sila.
still these are still clips, sir, these are still photos from the Ico Ismael rivalry yata itong dalawang photo na ito.
Ano, the other one is another Hong Kong photo.
Hong Kong din yung isa, okay.
Yeah, Hong Kong yung nakalagay sa likod ng
Yeah, oo nga, Hong Kong nga nakalagay doon. Yung pangalan ng isang player, Hong Kong.
Na-mix match yung photos. They should have been distributed differently. Pero, ayun. Dito sa kanan, you're the one going for the layups, or no? Iko ka pa rin dito. I guess.
I was with Ismael then at that time. Team na yun eh.
Hindi, pero
okay.
I
You're not
think
the
it's
one
layup.
with the layup?
The
one going for the layup?
Hindi, that's him. Sa layup yan.
I
Iko ka pa
think that
dyan,
might
sir.
be Mariwasa already. Baka Mariwasa na yan.
On the right, na mukhang Iko pa rin yung patch mo sa left chest.
On the right is Ico and Ismael.
Yes. Yung sa left,
Pero I think
Mariwasa na din sa
na.
left.
Mariwasa playing in Hong Kong again.
Yeah. Pero sa right na ito.
Abot nyo ba ang ring, sir? Kasi dito sa kaliwa, parang you're just about, high enough to dunk it na, yung talon mo.
Nobody can dunk during our time. Abot mo lang ring,
talaga.
happy ka na nun.
Okay.
Not even Mariano was the tallest player. Ang makakadunk during our time.
Tsaka hindi uso
And I
talaga
don't
dunking
think-
naman din.
Yeah, well, it was banned nga sa NCAA dahil kay Karim, di ba? Pero just wanted to point out, mataas yung talon nyo, sir. Kasi halos abot nyo na yung ring, judging from this photo.
Sa photo lang yan.
Sa angulo ba? Kasi parang yung ulo
I'm
nyo
not
is near the net
known to
na
be a high jumper player.
Ganun ba? Sir, there are some people, some of our followers who are our viewers that are asking kung naabutan nyo yung mga players like Achacoso, Moro Lorenzo, Ning Ramos, mga ahead sa inyo yan, di ba?
Ahead sa amin, 50s na talaga.
Oo. Yes,
Although,
yes.
John Achacoso is still alive, one of the few eco players that are alive na mga 50s.
Yeah.
We used to, nagkakaroon pa rin kami ng group chat with former eco players.
Yeah.
Si Achacoso, si Toro Valenzuela or Lee Castelo, and some other players that were dati, kasabay namin si Elias Tolentino.
Right. Egay.
But he
Siguro.
passed away already. Egay.
Yeah.
Egay passed away in 2016.
Mga nauna na.
Nauna na sala sa amin. Very few of us na lang are Mariano. I used to call Naning Mariano and Ed Roque.
Right.
Yun, Toro Valenzuela. Yun ang mga contemporary
Yeah.
ko na naiwan na lang.
Correct.
So, Ben Obrick, our former guest, Ben Obrick, said Achacoso is here in LA. So he's based pala in LA.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's based in LA.
Maybe Ben has bumped into him a few times kaya niya tinatanong.
Pero it's nice during this time. So you were playing with the Mika and all of that, and you were actually taken in that pre-Olympics team, no, in 1964.
Yes, 1964.
How was that? Was there a tryout para doon, Sir Toto?
Oh yes, matagal ang tryout namin noon.
Okay, how did it go?
To,
I'd like to hear about that.
Nagkaroon kami ng tryout sa mga provinces.
Okay.
Visayas, Iloilo, like Iloilo for instance, Bacolod, Cebu. And then we went to Davao. And eventually, Manila. Matagal ang tryout namin. Tito Idoki din was our coach. Ang kinuha nun, 6 sa Ismail, 6 sa Ico.
Okay.
Dalawang teams lang naman. No? Out of the 12, 6 sa Ismail, 6 sa Ico.
I think we have photos on that, on the lineup.
Oh.
Can we show the ano muna?
This is Ico.
The Olympics muna. Claudia, since we're talking about that now, we can go back to this photo later.
She can't spot it. She can't spot the Olympic photo. So what happened? Kasi sir, di ba? So did you play some qualifier games for that?
We played in qualifying games.
Okay. Pero hindi kasi tayo umabot di ba? Hindi tayo nag-qualify for
Hindi tayo nag-qualify. We were, di ba sinuspend yata ang Pilipinas noon? Because we refused in 1962. We refused Yugoslavia to join the World Championship here in Manila. I do not know kung anong kanya. That's why sana seeded tayo being the number 1 in Asia at that time. But since we refused Yugoslavia, pinasok kami sa preliminary. And natalo kami doon sa Kasi at that time, there were many qualifiers that were strong already at that time. Canada, Australia, Mexico. Yun, natalo kami doon. Yun ang akuha naman. In Yokohama. We were not able to join the parade. Pero not in the competition proper.
Who were the players on that team, sir? Do you remember in 1964?
Names Edu Campo from Ico, Elias Tolentino, Toro Valenzuela. Who's the other one? I already forgot. But only 3 of us are left already.
Okay.
3 na lang kami buhay. Ed Roque pala, si Ed Roque.
Ed Roque, yes.
The other ones, Ismail naman, Big Boy, Manny Hoxon, Arasas, Bernardo, Ed Pacheco. I do not know the other one. Yun
all
ang
those
mga,
names. Yeah, I'm sure the guys who are listening now, our followers, are going crazy hearing all these names from Sir Felix. No, yung mga sikat talaga nung panahon na yon. It's a different era, as I said that at the
Ed
start of the.
Pacheco also played for ano pala, no? Played for Ismail and transferred to Ico.
And Kiko, yes, one of the ones, one of the few.
Yeah. And I think Kurt Bachman transferred also to ano.
So this lineup, anong year kaya ito?
This one is
Kiko.
let me see. Parang year. I think it's 66. No. 65 or 66, I think.
And the lineup of this
Six-
team, I actually have the list. No, it says standing Ramon Belmonte, Ed Roque, Elias, Egay, Orly, then si Sir Felix, number 9, and Sunny Reyes, of course. Then nakaluhod naman si Jun Celis, Teroy Natividad, Edo Campo, Freddy Webb, Eddie Pacheco, Rene Canent, and Turing Valenzuela. So may mga nag-guest na rin sa atin. May mga guest na
66
tayo
team
dyan.
ito, 66 team na ito.
We
This
have
is
3 guys
66.
on the front row. 3 guys on the front row na nag-guest na sa atin. You're the fourth
Yeah.
one. You're at the back. So apat sa kahit pa paano ganda May apat tayo diyan sa 1966 team na yan na nag-guest na sa ating show.
Rene Canen.
Oh, Rene Canet, right.
He stays in LA.
Yeah. We've had him on the show already. At saka one thing I noticed sa mga photos, the old photos, these teams back in the 60s, ang ganda ng mga katawan, fit na fit, di ba? Sid, tinan mo,
Yeah.
slim na slim lahat, talagang trim, fighting form eh.
But
Wala
we
pa
were
ganong
not
weight
allowed to
training, pero
alam mo, we were not allowed to go to the
To
gym
lift. Yeah.
yun. Oo nga.
to do lifting. But ngayon, meron na talaga. That's why everybody can jump high. Diba?
Bakit, sir? What was the philosophy behind that back in the day?
I really do not know. Yung weight training. But wala pa kasing specialist sa what do you call this? Yung mga athletes,
Oo.
therapist
Mga
or
trainer,
whatever.
mga ganyan.
Trainer. Kasi during those times, you only have one coach, one trainer, and a referee. Wala nang mga assistant coach, wala nang therapist, wala nang offensive, what do you call scouts.
Oo.
Wala na. Yun lang talagang namin. Kasi, yung coach dati, sometimes walang hindi dumarating ang referee. Yung coach pa namin nagre-referee during the practice. Ngayon, ang mga coaching staff is marami, sampuri yata nakaupo. Hindi ba?
Oo, ang dami. Oo, parang kasing dami nung team minsan eh.
That's right.
I'd like to take this opportunity. There's someone watching right now, and he's a PBA great, no? His name's Bernie Fabiosa. He's watching, and it's his birthday today. So happy birthday, Bernie
Happy
Fabiosa.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
I played against him. Happy birthday, Bernie.
Diba? Nanonood siya ngayon. As usual, every weekend. Regular viewer. Oh, and he was our guest in episode 19, way back.
He
2020.
stays in California.
LA. Oh,
Sa
LA
abroad ba
area
siya?
din.
LA, no?
LA din. Another one of those. Ang dami nila sa Amerika, Sir Felix. So, there are a bunch of them who are there. So, wait, let's go to the next photo because we need to speed it along. Ano to?
Tanduay team namin.
Yeah, this is the Tanduay team. So, ito yung
63
BAA.
team.
Oo.
BAA namin.
Wow. Well, I cannot identify anyone else. Hindi ko kilala yung iba rito. Kilala ko yung nasa kanan na assistant coach siguro. That's my grand uncle, si Pablo Cuna.
Dading.
Oh, si Dading. Dading Cuna.
Kuhaan ko yun.
Dating commissioner ng PABL.
Kuhaan ko yun. Isa sa mga supporters ko yun.
From San Beda. Teammate
Yun
ni
ang
Kaloy
nagpe-training
Lanzaga.
sa akin. It's too small eh. Masyadong hindi ko na rin maalala.
Yeah.
Number seated here is Ligaspe, Trebol, Number 3 is Loreto Carbonell.
Okay. Si Bonnie nandyan pala. Oo nga.
Di ba? Sikat yan eh.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Si John Sedis.
Okay.
The other one is Francis Wilson, a national player too.
Yes, yes.
And Ed Rivera. Standing Natividad. Ligareos, also a former eco player in the 50s.
Ang tangkad ng number 10, sir.
Oo nga eh. Sabihin ko nga dapat eh.
Yung number 10
number
is Roger Cruz. He played
Tall guy.
for FEO and also played for a while sa ICO.
And
As
that
one
coach
of
in the
our
middle
centers.
the coach is Leo Prieto, di ba? That's the first commissioner ng PBA.
Yes, Leo. He was into semi-retirement and he went back to, bumalik sa ICO yan na coach.
Okay.
The other one is Tolentino, number 14. Yun ang player. So
Galing,
marami kami mga all players. Mga national players, mga idol namin dati. Eventually, nakasama mo.
Right, di ba? Ang galing.
Diba?
And then it's great that these photos are preserved kasi,
Yeah.
di ba? Ang galing eh. Classic talaga. At saka, I love the way they pose for the pictures. Talagang sigurado sinabi ng photographer, cross your legs, put your arms on, di ba? Talagang ganun yan eh. Di ba? Ito, sabi ni Bertie, si Bertie Decena. According to Bertie Decena, who always watches us as well, thanks so much. My dad was with the BAA in the early 60s as a side gig. So, may player sa BAA na Decena. And then, he said Rogelio Cruz played for ICO in 1968 and 69, 6'5" center. Okay. Thanks for that. Thanks for that information.
No. I think he played in 64, 63, 64.
Okay. Oh, yun.
I do not know kung bumalik siya. He was employed with Elizalde. Baka naglaro ng 68, 69.
Okay.
He was one of the tall players too 1964.
This is a black and white photo, but what color was this uniform? Was it red or was it black?
I think it was green.
Green. Okay. Kasi Tanduay, parang red lang
Green
yung
yata
isip
ito.
ko pag Tanduay. So green. Okay. Okay, a green photo.
Oo.
Okay. Well, we've
Kasi
come to the half.
They got that
Oh,
color
sige.
from ICO.
Okay.
Di ba? ICO was red. ICO red shirt.
Eco painters,
And
yeah.
when it was taken by Tanduay into parang pro, ginawa na nila yung color ng ano.
Okay. Yung pala
Color
yun.
ng
Okay.
ICO.
Yeah.
It was red and green.
Yeah. Okay. So we've come to the halfway point of the time capsule, sir.
Yes.
We'll just we'll go through some slides lang just to remind everyone that this show, Eternity of Basketball, is part of the Globally Ballin Network. Watch episode 108 of Who the Heck Are We with the McDaniels, Chandler, Olivia, and Finn. Filipinas win the AFF. Yan, watch it. And then next, opportunities, PJ Pilares and Justin Gutang ang guests ni Diego Dario and Jello Vito on Next Man Up, the UP boys. We'll talk about some opportunities. Watch that. Enjoy our show. Send us some love. Rate us on Spotify with a 5-star rating, please. Watch and listen to AEOB on Spotify. Become our monthly supporter. Thank you to those who have been sending us stars as well on Facebook. But if you want to become our monthly supporter, just for $4.99 or $250 pesos every month, we'll acknowledge you on the show. Look at our most popular episodes. Benji Paras, number 1. Jojo Listimosa, number 5. And the guys in between. Tuloy-tuloy lang. Keep watching and listening to AEOB. Go to Globalist Ball in Southeast Asia on Facebook. So check that out as well for all tidbits of the show. Okay, we continue the time capsule. This portion of the time capsule is brought to us by Nihao Bread Bakery Tagaytay. Ayan, check out all their products. Nihao Bread Bakery, Facebook, Instagram. Masarap yung mga sweets and nice breads from Nihao Bread Bakery Tagaytay. Okay, let's show the next photo, please. Yan. This is Eco as well.
Yeah.
And this looks like it's after a game. Looks like it's after a game, no? Mukhang
Mukhang natalo kami dito siguro.
Mukha nga, sir. Mukhang natalo kayo
Mukhang
dyan.
natalo yata kami. Siguro we came in second.
Oo nga.
Yeah. Siguro
That's right,
baka
that's right.
kuha na yan. Trophy, presentation na ng trophy.
Yes.
Uh,
Saka kita mo
this was,
walang mga wristband, headband, knee pads, wala masyado. Isa lang naka-knee pad dyan, no?
and all of us
Yeah.
were wearing Converse.
Yes. Chuck
Oo.
Taylor. Chuck
Chuck
Taylor.
Taylors.
Saka yung shorts.
And the shorts are a different material from the jersey, from the top. Medyo silky yung shorts, pero yung taas hindi.
We used to call that satin.
Oh, satin. We see
Yung
some of
mga
the usuals, no? Now we see Freddie Webb, Torin Valenzuela is there, Elias Tolentino, Edo Campo.
Yung number 4 is at Jimmy Mariano.
No.
Number 4 is Nonong Belmonte.
Belmonte, tatay ni Udoy. Kaya kamukha ni
Udoy of
Udoy
UST.
Belmonte.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Father ni
I
Udoy
think
Belmonte.
Number 7, number 3. Before kay Belmonte is Chris Arroyo.
Okay. Chris Arroyo, yes.
Played for
7.
Mexico too. He played for Ateneo.
Is he the father of the Arroyo brothers na naglaro din for ano?
Possibly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Naglaro din sa Ateneo.
Sa UP yata.
Mga
Sa
anak
UP
niya.
naglaro.
Bong Arroyo. Si Bong.
Bong and Bing.
Yes.
Bong and Bing Arroyo. They went to UP. Pero for high school, they played for Ateneo.
Yes.
I think so.
So baka ngayon yung tatay nila.
Galing
One
ng
of
mga
the good
photo.
players during good college players.
Si Freddie Webb dito, maliit pa katawan eh. Ngayon, mas malaki pa katawan ni Freddie Webb eh.
Ganda, no? Ha? Ganda ng katawan ni Freddy.
Grabe siya. Nagwe-weights pa rin
Ngayon.
si Coach Freddy until now eh. Nasa gym pa rin palagi.
Si Jim, everyday.
Yeah, but you're right, sir. It looks like you might have lost this game talaga. Kasi walang nakangiti. Ni isa, walang
Sad
ngumiti.
looking.
Para talo talaga eh. Okay, what's the next photo? So you transferred after Mariwasa, you won a couple of championships, sir. Tapos lumipat ka pa ng UTEX. You were able to still play for UTEX. Di ba?
I stopped playing I retired 1970.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Then Baymumar took me in 73.
Okay.
And,
Sa Mariwasa.
Played only
sa
for about
UTEX
a year
pala.
and a half to UTEX. And then retired again. My basketball years was only quite short. About 8 years at that time. Kasi after 1970, I retired.
Oh yeah.
I was looking for a job then. I had a job, good paying job.
Yeah.
So after my Mariwasa stint, but later on I was allowed to play for UTEX by my company.
But what made you decide? I mean, you were considering talaga na hindi ka na maglalaro. It just so happened that 1973, Lauro Momar called you, ganun.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Kasi naman, peak of our career is once you made it to the Philippine team, parang
Yeah.
Parang kompleto na yung basketball career mo. There was really, it was not really a career din ang basketball. Kasi
Yes.
it was not a good paying job at that time.
Yeah, and well, just to put some context into that, no? Kasi in 1969, Sir Felix was part of the national team that played in the ABC, in Bangkok, which is now the FIBA Asia, no? So in Bangkok, if you didn't make it in the 1964 Olympics, but in the 69 ABC, you were really there. You got to play officially, and you almost got to play in Rome as well, di ba? You almost got to play in Rome for the 1960. Hindi ba? Hindi ka kasama doon.
Nasa probinsya pa ako 1960.
Okay.
Kaya
Okay. So yung 1969 na yun, how was it there? I mean, I know the team was a pretty strong one, but Siyempre, you had Elias, Danny Florencio, Freddie Webb, Jaworski, Kutch, Lucindo, Jimmy Mariano, Tembong Melencio, Larry Momar, Renato Reyes. That was the team. Jake Rojas, University of Visayas.
Jake Rojas.
That was your team. Diba? That was
Kulang
your team.
kami sa ano nun eh. Kulang kami sa ensayo, practice at that time.
Okay.
That's why
Parang
we were not able to gel. And besides, that was the height of Sindong pa at that time. Di ba?
Yes.
Height of his prominence sa basketball. He scored 48 points against us.
Yeah.
Crazy
Grabe.
to think about that.
Sindong
Wala pa
pa.
3-point shot nun.
Wala pang 3-point shot, na 48 points.
Oh, there was no point. There was no
Saka puro
points.
jump shot yan, di ba? Puro jump shot yan si Sindong pa
Puro,
mostly.
puro jump shot. Mostly jump shot. Koreans are known for that, di ba?
Yeah.
Puro jump shot
Yes.
from outside.
Until now.
Until now. Against New Zealand, di ba? Ang ganda ng laro nila.
Yes. They almost got it.
Collapse lang
Yeah,
sila
almost
nung collapse last 5 minutes.
Why was Edo
Actually,
Campo not? Why was Edo Campo not on that 1969 team?
I think
ABC.
he retired
Okay, then he
at
came
that
back.
time. He retired, and after 68 Mexico, he retired and resumed playing again in 71.
Okay. I'm just
That's
wondering
why,
kasi
72. He retired at that time after 70.
right.
After 68, he retired.
Okay.
Played again in 70.
And scene lang yung next clip. I think this is the, ayan na. Going back to 264, ito yung parang tryouts or the 1964.
Yeah, tryouts namin yan.
Yes. That's the one.
This was for the, yung pre-Olympics, yung parang ABC. Or,
64.
yan,
Tryout.
pre-Olympic, yung Yokohama. Kasi nakalagay kasi dito sa first one, the caption says, with the Mika Wars over, the Basketball Association of the Philippines now tackles the job of choosing 12 outstanding players to form the Philippine national team going to the Tokyo Olympics. Yun yung So, pero maybe it was for the tournament muna, the Yokohama tournament, not really the Olympics.
Yes.
So
Tryouts lang
yun.
ito. Tryout
But
lang
look
ito.
at the other names there, na your teammates with sir, no? Puro ang daming legend. Narciso Bernardo, diba? Ed Ocampo,
Big boy.
Ron Naturata, of course, Turo Valenzuela, Elias Tolentino, diba?
And yan si Yanga. Yun yung Yanga na nakaaway ninyo dati.
Romy.
Teammate mo na ngayon.
No, we were ang selection ito for the
Yes.
tryouts. We were about 20,
Cristobal.
I think, or maybe.
Cristobal Ramas.
Oh, he was also a national player.
Yeah.
He played for Ismael.
Mhm.
And he always ginagwardyan lagi niyan si Kaloy. 6'4 din ito eh. Si Cristobal Ramas.
If you look at the left side, some of them are not on the right side on the right side photo kasi kasama na sa right side sila Alfonso Marquez nakalagay, di ba? Wala naman siya
Ito
sa
na
left
yata
side.
national
diba?
team na nakuha.
Yes, national team. Tito Eduque ang coach. Naputo lang eh. Naputo lang sa taas yung photo eh. Diba? But most of them are there. Engracio Arasas.
Yeah.
Manny Hoxon. Sunny Reyes. And yun, si Sir Felix is on the right side, kneeling, genuflecting. Katabi ni, sino yung 6? Arasas. No, Arasas. O Valenzuela, then Arasas.
Arasas pala.
Yeah.
So na pala is pala.
Naka-X eh. May X mark si Sir Felix dyan eh. Para kita, taka-underline pa yung name. Di ba?
Number 21 pala si Turo. Hindi ko siya namukhaan.
Slim and trim. Tapos mistisong.
Itong sa kaliwa na ito, para mga tryouts lang ito.
Yes. Galing ng photos na to.
Parang lang to, speculation lang kasi sabi, among the favorites
yes, on the left side.
To get the Olympic berths.
Yes.
So parang lang yan
I think so.
newspaper.
Galing.
Speculation lang nila.
Okay.
Yun ang team
What's,
na anim sa Eco-anim din sa Ismail.
How did you do, sir,
you-
sa Yokohama when you played for the RP team? How did you
We
perform?
did not qualify for the proper.
Oh.
Hindi kami nag-qualify. I think there were only four teams that were
Mhm.
taken to enter the
The main
proper
Olympic tournament.
Olympics.
But you, sir,
Proper.
but you personally, sir, kayo mismo,
Okay.
you personally, how did you do? I mean, babad ka ba? Or did you come off the bench?
Come up defense lang ako kasi Big Boy was the number one center at that time. And I was doubling center and forward. I was quite new. I was just 21 years old at the time. But I was surprised I was taken. Coming from Tanduay, coming from college. Ganun. But maganda tuwing ko kasi sa tryouts at saka sa Mika. Maybe one of the reasons kinuha ako ni Tito Idoke for future use yun sa national team.
Right.
But since basketball was not my priority, I just stayed panana. Hindi na ako masyado I was looking for better job most of the time. They were paying you 250 pesos a month.
Yeah.
Better than a minimum wage law because at that time, minimum wage law was 240 pesos.
The plus 10.
Plus 10. And of course,
I was
some
looking-
incentives once in a while.
Of course, yung mga company benefits, no? I was looking at your calendar, your timeline again, sir. 1973, you played for UTEX. Then in 1974, did you play? Kasi 1975 na ang
I
PBA.
semi-retired again.
Oh, retired again.
I
Okay.
semi-retired again. And out of retirement, I was blocked again by another Echanova, by Paeng Echanova,
Okay.
to play for Concepcion because many of the players retired, the likes of Marquez, Milencio, of Concepcion. So kulang sila. In-insert na naman nila ako.
Okay.
Sabi ko, I'm not in shape anymore. I stopped playing for more than 1 year. Sabi niya, sali ka na lang muna para makumpleto yung team.
All right.
Yun. But just the same, it's really a nice experience being a pioneer of PA, no? Di ba?
Yeah.
Kami,
When they
first game pa naman
called
kami.
you, ayun na, when they
Yun na
called
nga,
you,
sabihin ko
sir, how did it happen? I mean, so they tinawagan ka ni Paeng Echanova to play for Concepcion. Were you aware that there was this new league that was going to be formed? It's the PBA. It's composed
yes.
of professionals already. So
alam ko.
aware ka nun. Okay.
Aware ako nun. I'm aware ako all the time.
Okay.
Dahil ang mga proponents nun were my former boss. Di ba? Emerson Cositing,
Right.
Doming Itson,
Yeah.
yun ang mga managers doon na what do you call that? Lumipat from BAP to PBA.
Correct.
Diba?
Hindi ba lang yung lettering? Oo. Baliktad lang. BAP to PBA.
Meaning to say, those were all the Mika players, di ba? Mika teams lahat yan eh.
Yes.
Lumipat ng no? From
Nagrebelde
amateur
sila.
to professionals. That was the start of the end of BAP at that time.
Naghang na naman.
Naghang na naman. Okay. So we're here now, and na-mention nga kanina, PBA pioneer si Sir Felix, no? So when he comes back, we'll just talk about that experience, di ba? And he was already starting. Sorry, I interjected, but he was already starting to say that they opened the PBA, their team, di ba? Sila yung una naglaro.
First game against Mariwasa.
the famous first shot by
Joy Dionisio.
Joy Dionisio. That's right.
April 9, 1975. That was
Correct.
first
Yeah.
ever PBA
Pasok ka
game.
na. Oh, let's get into that
Yeah.
when he comes. Ayan, sir.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh. Right. So we were talking about your entry already into the PBA, Sir Felix, and so you were mentioning already kanina your team played the first PBA game ever.
Yep. Yeah. We played Concepcion Weather Makers or Concepcion Carriers.
Yes.
Yes. Concepcion Carrier against Mariwasa Noritake.
May former team din palang kalaban namin.
Yes.
Yeah.
River
Tama.
Mariwasa, di ba?
Yeah.
Pinasok ba kayo na, sir? How many minutes did you play in that first ever game?
I don't remember. Baka bangko ako noon. I was not in shape really. I was not really in shape at that time. Imagine 1 year ka na huminto.
Right.
Pan lang ng pang fill up lang na number 15 to number 12 position at that time.
Oh. And the first shot, of course, was made by Joy Dionisio. Si Joy Dionisio una nakashoot sa PBA.
Yes, teammate namin at that time.
Yeah. So I was looking at that lineup of your team, no? Yung Concepcion squad. That was Romualdo Cabading, Roy Deles, Joy Dionisio, Jesus Dungo,
Yes, Dungo.
Francisco Henares, Limeng Beng, Lucio Lim, Ramon Lucindo, Jimmy Mariano, Boy Mora, Jimmy Noblesada, Bobby Salonga, and then the two imports, Nate Stephens and Ramel Diggs. And of course, Mr. Felix Flores. Yan ang team nila. Yan ang team ninyo in that opening day. Opening season.
Opening day. May imports na pala noon at that time.
Second conference yata.
Tama.
7 years ago.
That guy, Nate Stephens, was about 6'11". Import namin.
Who did you I mean, I know you only played one season with them, not even finishing the whole season as you mentioned to me the other day. But did you get close to any of these guys? Kasi wala naman sa kanila mga former teammates mo, no? So they were new guys.
Yeah,
no?
marami akong close. I'm closest to Jimmy Noblesada.
Okay.
We correspond from time to time. Bobby Salonga. Kausap pa kami, he's based in Canada.
Okay.
Ginny Lucindo. Mga Jimmy Mariano.
Okay. Coach, yeah.
Yun naman kasama ko. I stayed there only for about years.
Yeah, you said 25 games nga, sir, overall, no, for two conferences. So you got to play. I mean, 25 games.
25 games, yeah.
That's what it says in the PBA annual. So I'm just relying on what it says there. But is there any particular game or incident that stands out for you in your short PBA career?
I don't remember anymore. Yung kuha namin.
And you were more or less
anymore.
veterano. Veterano ka na nun eh. You were one of the older or elder statesmen by that time, no? When
I
you
was
entered
about
the
31
PBA.
years old, 32 years old at that time.
That's right. Pero marami sa inyo ganun eh. Ganun ang age because you entered from the Mika. So you weren't really, ba, on your own.
Mariano was older than me.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Freddy Webb.
Yeah, tsaka sila Turing were there also. Diba?
In other words, we were all rookie. Rookie lahat kami.
Rookie kayo.
That's why there was no rookie of the year.
Correct. Everybody was.
1975, there was no rookie of the year.
30-year-old rookies.
Yun ang panon.
Who were the toughest players to guard during your PBA stint? Who were the best players?
Of course, you have Jaworski, Fernandez, and Crispa people were already at that time.
The Crispa
Diba?
people, yeah. Buong team nila, magagaling lahat.
Puro magagaling. Magaling si Baby mag-mix lang ng mga players. Diba? And many of my contemporaries were still in shape at that time. Bauson.
Mhm.
Kasi ako I stopped playing for
Tama,
1 year.
tama. Right.
And in the 70s, I stopped playing already.
Mhm.
I was
Oo
not
nga eh.
really very active at that time. I was just 27 years old when I retired.
Mhm.
Had there been money, siguro baka tumagal pa ako.
Oo nga. And
Because
then you decided, why did you
Did
stop
you,
after that 1 year? Sige, Sid. Go.
I was about to ask nga, sir, did you remember magkano bang salary mo nun with the Conception?
the lowest paid PBA player ako noon.
Oh.
Mga
I
magkano
think,
yun,
I
sir?
think 1,200 pesos. And the
Wow.
others were
A month.
already receiving about 7,000, 8,000, the lowest at the time. In
Oh,
PBA.
really? Ganun kalaki yung...
Because in the amateur, we were already getting something like 800 pesos.
Mhm.
And some star players was earning already about 1,000 or more.
Mhm.
Yun ang mga paano. I was playing for Mariwasa in my well, 69, 70.
Mhm.
I think I was receiving like something like 750.
Okay.
And the others at that time, the rookies, no, mga 500. Pero when I joined PBA, I think I was one of the lowest paid. Pang takip butas lang.
Oh, wait, that's yung nga sinasabi nyo. But still, no? Still, PBA pa yun. But how come what finally made you say at the end of that Concepcion season na, wala, ayoko na. This is it. This is my third retirement.
I'm not used to being benched. In many of my teams, I always play, but I always play. But with Concepcion, knowing that I was not in shape, so si Coach Idoke, siguro nakita na I was not really in shape. So I decided also. And besides, I have my job already at that time. Pang-consuelo lang sa Concepcion na ma-fill up lang.
Right.
Yun ang,
Where were you
paano.
employed, sir, at the time?
I was employed with the Sugar Central in Zambales
All right.
at that time. Yun ang since 1968.
Okay.
After my
So you were
while
based in
playing for
Zambales?
Mariwasa. I don't know.
Zambales? You were based in Zambales where you were working?
No, I was not based. I was based in Makati.
Ah, okay.
And
Akala ko Zambales. Okay. Akala ko bumabiyahe ka from Zambales to...
every Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Magpapaano ng payroll, ganon. So we leave at Saturday, ang payroll. That's why I have little time to play at that time.
Yeah.
Then after that, after your PBA or your basketball career finally ended, so you were working and all of that, then eventually you entered into politics.
I went home in 1978 after my working with the company for 10 years and put up my own business here in our place.
Okay.
Again, paano naman? Destiny na naman. I was appointed as OIC Mayor
86.
by the Korea administration.
Okay.
And since then, tuloy-tuloy na. I became mayor for 12 years. After that, my wife. And tapos na rin ngayon kasi nag-retire na kami sa politika. We're not young anymore, di ba?
So what keeps you busy nowadays, sir?
I have my small business. And at the same time, walking, keep my hair healthy.
Right.
Yun ang the whole morning. Yun na lang. Parang retired na rin talaga. Dito.
Right. Well, we just have a few photos remaining. Here, this is the Iloilo specials.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. This was
Okay.
I think an exhibition game between a team called Venture for Victory. Kalaban yung national
Nakalagay
team
dyan,
ng
who is the culprit?
Oh,
Nakalagay
so,
dyan,
kasi
who is
parang
the
Sinong
culprit?
sama yung
sumahod?
bagsak. Oo, sino sumahod.
Malalaki
Well, I don't
kasi yung
think it-
venture for...
I don't think
Malalaki
kayo yung
kasi yung
sumahod
Venture
sir,
for
kasi
Victory.
nasa likod kayo eh.
Ha?
Oh yeah, they
nasa likod.
won nga eh. They won nga eh. 80 The Bible Preaching Squad won.
Ang Venture for Victory?
84-72.
Oh,
Oo,
Venture for
sila-
Victory.
Oo, malalaki yun. Mga pastor yun, di ba?
Katabi,
Isa
based
yan.
on the photo, ang tingin mo, Sid, based on the photo, sino ang nag-undercut dito sa Amerikano? Si Ed Roque or si Elias Tolentino? Di ba?
Iko
Kasi
pala.
parang malayo si Sir Felix eh.
Oo nga eh, parang si number 12 eh.
This is the preparation for the Yokohama. Yan, no? 3 wide-eyed members of the Philippine Olympic Five for Yokohama during the height of their team's battle at the Rizal Hard Court last night. Yan. So this is September 10, 1964.
Yep.
September
Yeah.
10.
1964.
Preparation for
Yeah.
one.
That other clip sa right is actually an article about you eh. Parang interesting points we've gathered since Felix Flores was named to the
Okay.
Olympic Circle. Ayan. On afternoon, we went to his father, Attorney Sofronio Flores, Registrar of Deeds of the Province and City of Iloilo.
Oh, nag-RD pala yung father niyo, sir. Okay.
Yun. Oh. One of the founding fathers and signers of our Constitution.
This is a local newspaper.
So your dad was a signatory to the
19
Constitution.
1935 Constitution. Okay.
Yes.
Tapos it says you're the youngest of 4 boys.
But he never saw me play in Manila because there was no TV then. Wala kang what, di ba? Well, they were
So,
based in
and
the
then-
provinces. Hanggang
Kahit radyo, sir, wala.
Billy Hernandez as the announcer.
Yes,
So,
Willie Hernandez.
so he listened to you
Meron.
play.
Pero alam
He
mo na,
listened to you.
Yeah.
yung mga radyo natin. Mga radyo natin dati doon, yung mga di antena pa, di ba?
Transistor.
Saka yung transistor radio natin dati doon.
Transistor radio.
Kailangan,
Lola ko may ganun dati.
kailangan galing sa Amerika yon.
Yeah, so this,
Pag
This is all
galing
about
sa
you.
Japan, wala pang China.
Oh.
Pagkaling sa... Yan is
yeah, this
local
this tells about your
newspaper yan
history. Ito yung history nyo, sir. Where you played. You
Yeah.
played for St. Clement's, ganyan. So yun. Somebody wrote about you. Nice.
Pero, it's an interesting lang dito. No? So he was a problem boy. The late mother confided to Job and was enrolled
Sent to a
at
seminary.
St. Clement seminary.
Maybe that was the
problem
reason why I was
daw.
enrolled to a seminary.
Oh, and you were you ranked 5th in your class when you graduated from high school daw, number 5.
Fifth among
Pero
among the 6 of us.
Yun. Yun nga.
Yun nga.
Five out
Yun
of
yun eh.
six.
So all of us were honor students. Valedictorian, salutatorian, first honor, second honor, third honor, and fourth honor. So we were all. that's my private joke to my friends.
That's a good class, huh? That's a good class.
We were all honor students. Anim kami.
Nice. Okay, we have another photo, I think.
Second to the last na pala yung fifth, ano?
Oh. There you go.
One of the when sa gitna ba si Elias?
Elias, yes.
Oh yeah, when he was alive.
Yeah.
This must be 3 years ago. The other one is Orly Castelo.
Correct. And we still see him every now and then.
And he's married to a Kat Baloganon also. Maybe a relative of your dad.
Possibly.
Married to a Kat Baloganon.
Where was this,
Well,
sir?
we-
Where was this photo taken?
Maybe in one of those restaurants we used to gather from time to time, once a month, when Elias then was the councilor of
Council.
Makati.
Oh.
Councilor ng
Oh,
Makati.
Guadalupe Viejo yan eh.
Guadalupe Viejo. Siguro it must be in one of those restaurants sa Makati Commercial Center.
Okay.
Nice.
Then we have a final photo. I think.
Yeah. Is there one more? One more photo?
Yun.
Ayan. This is generations.
Generations of Ateneo,
Ateneo. Oh.
Years.
Yeah. Si Kai Soto, no, who
I
is
think
still
that was
making his
state-
way.
2015, 2016. In one of those Ateneo Lasal game. Was taken in
Maliit pa
20.
si Kaito eh. Siguro mga 6'8
Nasa 6'9", 6'8", 6'9" pala si Kai dyan. Wala pa siyang 7
How old
feet
is he
yan.
now? 20? He must be about 15. High school
Yeah.
player lang ito.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's mga 20 na yata.
Yeah.
Today. Yeah, this year. He just turned 20 nung May. Ka-birthday ko yun si Kai actually.
Talaga.
2002 siya. So, he just turned 20.
Yeah. Very different now, sir. No, imagine you were a center during your time, but Kai Soto is 7'3". So,
And I'm only 6 feet
exactly,
playing
di ba?
center.
Di ba? Iba na talaga panahon ngayon, no?
Iba na panahon.
Oh.
That's right. Hopefully, he becomes an NBA player.
So hopefully, we're all praying for that, no? We all should be. For those who are not rooting for him, ewan ko sa inyo, di ba? But we should all
Dapat
be
na
cheering.
mayroon tayong one talaga.
Yeah. And he has
Ako
the
nga,
biggest
akala
chance.
ko biggest chance. In about 2 years' time, we will know. Di ba?
Well, of course, we congratulate you, sir, because you were inducted into the Ateneo Sports Hall of Fame in 1997. So I know. I think the plaque is behind you, no? Yung Ateneo, is that the one? Yeah, di ba? The one right behind you is the Hall of Fame.
One of the
plaque,
few
no?
remembrance that I have.
Yeah. And, well, I'll say it lang because the opportunity is here. My grandfather is also in the Ateneo Sports Hall of Fame as a cheerleader. So
Sino?
he was inducted. LP Cuna, senior.
Really?
Cheerleader, yeah. Panahon nila Jesse Paredes yan.
Anong year siya na-induct?
I have the plaque right here. I'll get it now and look at it just a minute.
Oh, anong taon? One of the few 80s na umpisa yan eh.
So he's getting lang the plaque.
Baby Dalupan was one of the first. And Edo Campo.
Ayan, ito na.
Yeah, he was inducted in 1988. 1988.
Yeah.
Yeah. There.
No, 80s lang nag-umpisa yan eh.
Oh, yeah. There's
Diba?
my grandfather. So
And,
So Bubble
we have
pala,
our-
Blue Bubble Battalion pala yung mo. Grandfather.
yeah, well, I don't think they were called that yet back then. Pero mga kasabay nila, Raul Manglapus, that aired that time, sila Jesse Paredes, tatay nila
Jesse Paredes
all of that.
Senior.
Yeah.
I thought it was Jesse Paredes in the 50s na.
Yeah, yun yung kaklase na ng daddy ko yun.
Si Jesse
sa
Paredes
50s. Oh,
Junior.
Still keep track of, obviously, sir, you still keep track of the Ateneo team? Have you been regularly following them all these years?
Yes, but wala na ako masyadong kilala doon. Before, it was Ricky Palo who used to give me tickets whenever there is a Ateneo Lasal game. But he's concentrated now in volleyball, di ba?
Volleyball.
Yes, sa volleyball.
PBL.
But he's still involved with the Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas. He's still involved with them also. Yeah, yes. So, nasa basketball
Hingan nyo pa rin
siya.
ng ticket.
Oh, pwede pa rin yan. I'm sure you
Pwede
can
pa
get
rin yan.
tickets from him.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sometimes.
While you're in town.
Yeah, nawala nang nawala nang for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Well,
I usually go to
They just
Ateneo
play.
Lasal game.
Yeah. Well, coming up. Malapit na. We're starting next month already.
September.
Well, yeah.
September.
September pala.
September.
Wala pa palang August. Yeah. 2 months from now.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
start again.
So,
Well,
different
You know,
lineups.
the lineups will be formed very soon. I heard there's a new point guard for Ateneo. Let's see how that happens. But
Okay.
we've talked about the entire career of Sir Felix Flores. But we have some segments, sir. Before we let you go, we'll just do our regular segments on the show. in a portion of the show which we call the Twilight Zone. This means that the show is about to come to an end already. And our first segment in the Twilight Zone is called X's or O's, and it's brought to us by Hinelaban Farms. So you can buy Hinelaban Adlay and Coffee. Go to hinelabanstore.com for those products. Sir, in this segment of X's or O's, I'm going to give you some choices. You just tell us your choice. You don't have to explain why. So it's a series of different choices. I'll let you choose lang, sir. Let's start. Let's start with that.
Okay.
Sir, Tony Guidotti or Tony Trillo?
Tony Guidotti.
Tony Guidotti. Mariwasa 1968 championship or Ismael 1967 championship?
1968 Mariwasa Championship.
Mariwasa, okay. Coach Kaloy Loizaga or Coach Lauro Mumar?
Coach Lauro Muma.
Lauro Mumar. Jenny Lucindo or Jimmy Mariano?
Jimmy Mariano.
Boy Mora or Limeng Beng?
Lim Embing.
Limeng Beng. Boyce Henares or Jimmy Noblesada?
Jimmy Noblesada.
Jimmy Noblesada. Remel Diggs or Nate Stephens?
No one.
No one.
No one.
You're,
Kakaiba yun,
you're, you're not the first one. Meron tayong ganyan dati, di ba, na isa. There's one guest, ayaw niya sa imports niya. Sabi niya, wala. Di ba? I remember that.
Wala.
Okay.
Puro ano eh.
Ano? Ano, sir?
Puro peke. The other one was
Oh.
quite tall. That is his only asset. And the other one is the...
Mahina klase. Okay. Next, Crispa or Toyota?
By the way,
Yes, sir.
I'll go with Crispa.
Crispa. Sige, sir. You were going to say,
Crispa.
by the way. Oh.
Tony Trillo just died 2 days ago.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Trillo.
May contemporary
Kapatid ni Waki yan. Yeah.
Yeah,
Brother
older
ni
brother
Waki
of
Trillo
Waki.
yan.
And he played for us in Ateneo.
Mhm.
Naglaro sa amin sa Ateneo yun.
Tapos si Waki Lasal
61
naman.
champion to. Waki Lasal.
Yes,
That's it.
yes. Right. Yeah. So rest in peace, Sir Tony.
Yeah.
Okay. Ricky Pineda or Danny Basilan?
Danny Basilan.
Danny Basilan. 1969 national team, ABC, or 1961 Ateneo team?
Ateneo.
Ateneo, okay. Ciso Bernardo or Edo Campo?
Edo Campo.
Edo Campo, okay. Turing Valensona or Engracio Arrazas?
Turing Valenzuela. As what?
Okay.
Here or as an enforcer?
No, well, wala lang. Just in general. Okay, next. The next one, sir. Elias Tolentino or Boy Marquez?
Let's see. Ayaw eh.
Ano wala? Okay.
No, wala.
Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear us?
Yeah, yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
the next one is Elias Tolentino or Boy Marquez?
Yeah. Yes. Cannot hear. Hindi ko marinig.
Hindi, marinig, nawawala.
Again, please. Again,
Oh,
please.
Elias Tolentino or Boy Marquez?
Elias Tolentino.
Elias, okay. Florencio or Jaworski? Jaworski?
Yes.
Okay. June Papa or Bogs Adornado?
I'll go with John Papa.
Okay, June Papa. Limeng Beng or Francis Arnaiz?
Francis.
Francis Arnaiz, okay. And the last one, can we show the photo, please, Claude? Here's a choice, sir. Susan Roses or Amalia Fuentes?
San Roses.
Susan Roses. Okay, Susan Roses. The late Susan Roses. Rest in peace as well. Okay ba, Sid? Tawa ka ng tawa, Sid. Ha? Nagustuhan mo yata yun, ha? Ha? Hindi mo ni-expect, ha? Hindi mo
Hindi
ni-expect
ko
yung last
na-expect
one.
eh.
Okay, so Susan Roses gets the vote today. That is X's or O's for episode 138. The next one is usually asked by our companion Noel Zarate, but I'll do it today. Sid, I'll do it today. It's
Yes,
called
go.
Keep on Punching. Sir, in your career in basketball, all the way from St. Clement's hanggang Concepcion career in the pros, how would you like to be remembered? What is your legacy? How do you want the fans to remember Felix Flores?
I would like to be remembered as a team player. Team player. I know I am more. Well, I guess it's not in the statistics during our time, but you know, as a center, I know how to assist. And one thing also is I know how to screen. I do not know what do you call that now, pick or screen.
No,
See,
yeah.
I'm not really a volume scorer, but I can score. So I want to be remembered as a team player.
All right. Nice. Okay. Sid?
Okay. Sir, my segment is called Seryosong Tanong. Okay, it's brought to you by Seryoso Chili Garlic, no preservatives, no artificial flavorings, and no salt, made with natural and locally sourced ingredients. Delicious aromatic crispy chili garlic bits in pure coconut oil. Ito ang chili garlic na seryosong maanghang at kaya kang ipaglaban, di gaya ng ex mo. Alright? So, my seryosong tanong for you, sir, is, for you, who is the King Eagle? I mean, you've been following Ateneo. You played for Ateneo.
Of all
You've been
time?
following of all time.
I
Yes,
think it's
who's the
Ed
best?
Ocampo.
Ed Ocampo. Okay. Why, sir? Why do you think that?
Well, Ed Ocampo is really an athlete, not only basketball player, but he was a Mr. Basketball and a Mr. Football. So he should be the King Eagle. At one time or another, they were both football. He was both a football player of the year and a basketball player of the year.
Right.
All right. Very interesting. Ed Ocampo.
Plus, nag-Olympics pa siya. Di ba? Nag-Olympics pa siya.
Yeah, a four-time National Olympics. The only player. Including Yokohama. He was with 60, 64, 68, and 72.
Yeah, no other has done that. No other Blue Eagle has done that. Yeah.
And nobody
Correct.
from the Philippines made 4 times. Maybe except
Correct.
for Ramoncito Campos. I think Ramoncito is three-time Olympian only.
Three only, compared to Ed.
Amazing achievement nga kay
Okay.
Ed Ocampo, the King Eagle for Sir Totic Flores. That's my segment, Seryosong Tanong. And this is actually the last Seryosong Tanong for an eternity of basketball. I'd like to thank lang Seryoso Chili Garlic for sponsoring this segment for the past 3 months. Salamat. And salamat din sa mga produkto ninyo. Continue supporting Seryoso Chili Garlic. We're gonna have a new segment next episode with a brand new sponsor. I'm really excited to unveil that. Anyway,
Yeah.
Charlie.
All right, sige, sir. We're going to end the show. Before that, we're going to do the last part called Hello, Porky. This is the greetings portion, as Joe Cantado would always say during the coverage of the PBA. Hello, Porky. In your long career, sir, all the way from high school until the present, I'm sure marami kayong gustong batiin. This is brought to us by Mang Lechon, the Kamuning branch and the White Plains branch. Ay, itong Mang Lechon, pag gusto mo ng Cebu Lechon, go to Mang Lechon. Pag kinain mo to, pag natikman mo, mahuhulog ka sa sarap. Sigurado yan. Mang Lechon. Okay, so Kamuning, I don't know kung okay ba. Malapit lang yan, sir. White Plains branch. Malapit sa inyo dyan sa Blue Ridge. The Mang
Yung Mang
Lechon,
Lechon.
Kamuning.
Oh, okay.
So this is the greetings portion, sir. You might want to thank or greet anybody from your long career in basketball. You can do that now.
Hi, hello to my contemporaries, and happy to be guest of this an eternity of basketball. To reminisce the good old days of basketball, and able to reconnect with those people that were passionate about basketball, especially in the 60s. And to my family also in Manila, Derek, Faye, and my children in the States. And of course, to the people of Oton, I guess dito nyo na nakita yung may history in basketball. So, thank you for having me in your episode. Thanks again.
Sir, thank you so much. Thank you so much for, first of all, accepting our invitation and for being here today, sharing all your stories. No? Kasi sabi ko nga, for us, it's a different era talaga. Admittedly, we weren't able to watch you, but now we know your story, and the guys who are viewing us and following us all the time, alam nila yung story ni Sir Felix Flores, from Clements to Ateneo to Tanduay, Ico, Ismael, Mariwasa, UTEX, and Concepcion. What a career. And championships almost all the way yan. Ha? Halos lahat yan. Nanalo ng championships si Sir Totik. So, magaling. A winner. Almost went to the Olympics, played for the ABC as well. Ateneo Hall of Famer 1997. Mabuhay ka, Sir Felix. We'd like to first, before we go, greet our birthday celebrants from the past week. Siyempre, Buddy Encarnado. And of course, today, Bernie Fabiosa and Abby King. Toyota Crispa sa araw na ito. Nag-birthday on the same day, July 23. Happy birthday to the three gentlemen. We'd like to thank PBA Archives for all the photos. We'd like to thank PH Sports Bureau for all the information and photos that they give us every week, and for sharing our show on their platform. San Miguel Corporation, thank you so much for staying with us as our partner on this show. Globally Ballin Network, Claudia, Aaron, the rest of the guys. We say, of course, hello to Jay Mercado and Noel Zarate, who can't join us today. That's episode 138. It's now in the books. Thank you, sir, once again for your time and your sharing. Ako po si Charlie Cuna sa ngalan ni Sid Ventura. We will announce our next guest as soon as possible. I think kulay blue din ito. We will find out as soon as we can, and we will send it. We will post it on our Facebook page. Thank you to Derek, the son of Sir Todik. I call him Fred, my good friend who connected me with Sir Felix to have him here on our show. Thank you to you and to Renz as well for helping out to set this up today. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next week. God bless you all. Maraming salamat po, Sir Felix. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
All right.